Hi everybody, Migs or MigsTCG here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Comic Con. Comic Con ran in San Diego from the 19th of July all the way to the 23rd, which is from Wednesday all the way to the Sunday, and every day was a little bit different. I want to talk to you guys about my thoughts on Comic Con, the good, the meh, and the bad. For those of you who are not aware about how Comic Con works, Comic Con runs from Wednesday to Sunday. On Wednesday, it's usually just a preview night. It starts in the afternoon, like at around 5, 6 ish, lasts for a few hours, and you're able to get a quick sneak peek at everything that's going to be displayed at the con, from art to cartoons to who's coming, who's there, who's not. You get to see a little bit of, you get to have a lay of the land, essentially. So the next day on the Thursday, you can start making your purchases, going here, going there, and just really experiencing the whole thing. On the Wednesday, we ended up making some purchases, yes, which ended up being lucky for us because some of those items had either ran out or they had basically been very limited to quantities for the rest of those days, from Thursday to the Sunday, and it was very hard to obtain those items later on. Now, on the Thursday, what we ended up doing, or what Thursday usually works is, Thursday you go in, you check the items. At this point, you have the actual the vendors, all of them there. There are events for either a certain, either famous artist or a certain person might be there certain days. I know one of the Power Rangers was there probably Friday, and a different Power Ranger Saturday, and they do that every other day. So every day is different for Comic Con. You can always expect to see great artists. You can always expect to see a lot of popular media like Disney. The Mandalorian had a big presence this year. Star Wars. Nickelodeon always has a booth, and they usually bring like the Avatar and stuff like that. And it's just a celebration of popular media. It's a celebration of all the things that us people who are into the non super streamlined sports and all these other things are into. And it's an enjoyable experience for us every single year. Comic-Con every single year has, again, the good, the meh, and the bad. So today I want to talk to you guys about that. For me, Comic-Con was interesting. With the writer's strike, there were no big panels this year. So there was not a big presence from Marvel, not a big presence from DC, not a big presence from these studios that usually come in. They draw a lot of attention. However, those the people were still there. People were still hoping to catch a glimpse of a lot of, or somebody famous, or like something cool like that. They wanted that experience, which they didn't really get a chance to get. For me, it was a lot of good, and who went there? Like Square Enix was there, Dark Horse Comics, who I did not see the year before at the previous Comic Con, was there this year, and it was very nice to see that they had like the revamps like The Witcher and Cyberpunk 2077 with the new series on Netflix. It was really cool to see everything they had on display, and honestly, I was very glad they were back. It's their presence was very missed. But then there were also some relatively good ones. My wife and I just started watching Ted Lasso, and we're already like close to the end. It was just that good of a show. And for us, it was very cool to see like all these people dressed up in their gear. Like people dressed up as Coach Beard, people dressed up as Ted. It was very cool. I even got to kind of pass by one of them and go, "Coach," and they gave me a little nod, and it was very, very cool. I love that. I also love the fact that you can find some obscure items there. My wife knows that I've been looking for an Nendoroid of Monster Hunter, the Lagacrus one, for a long time. I still haven't found it yet, but I got closer this year. I was able to find an Nendoroid Ratalos, so almost there. Hopefully one day, right? Or the Nendoroid Barryoff too. That's another one I really wanted to get, and I attempted a few years ago, but again, came up short. But like I said, you never know what you're gonna find. Comic-Con is a goldmine of things. There were Japanese packs for the 151 set for Pokemon. Those were really cool. We got some like cool micro builder things where you can kind of build your Pokemon, and apparently the bricks are so tiny you need tweezers, so it's kind of like Lego but advanced Lego. So there's always something to see at Comic-Con. You will never be bored. Anything from cosplayers to stickers to just beautiful art made by really talented people. I wish I had the talent, but I don't. And because they do, I actually purchased a few pieces. Maybe one day I'll get to show them to you. Like I said, it's a conjuncture of things. Now the meh. Oh wait, there's one more good thing. This is like probably the best thing. We're tournaments at Comic-Con. Like, my wife and I just got into, well, we just got back into Pokemon TCG, and we've been using this channel as kind of like a little like step ladder as to, in a diary-ish, to record our journey. We actually got to participate in our first tournament, and that was really cool. It was like a team tournament first, and we did like little tournaments here and there, just like 1v1. There was best of ones. We did okay in those, like a few wins, a few losses. It was perfectly fine, but we took our first team tournament, and that was exciting because our decks meshed so well, and we had no idea what to expect. But our decks that we played, they just meshed well, and they worked very well with each other. And the community for Pokemon was very welcoming, very eager to teach, and we really appreciate all of you who we actually met there. Don't know if you will ever watch this video, but if you ever do, it was honestly a joy to meet all of you. It was a joy to hang out, a joy to learn, and a joy to play with you guys. Thank you for everything. Now we can move on to the meh. So for the meh, it feels repetitive. Some of the things at Comic-Con that are always there never really change. There's some items that you quote unquote were exclusive for previous years, and now they're still there. So you have to kind of imagine or ask yourself how exclusive they really were, because Comic-Con is all about the exclusives. You want to get in those lines to get those hard to get items, because you might never have a chance at them again, and you don't want to pay retail prices or like resale prices later on. So you might as well just waste your time, or not waste your time, but you know, you spend your time and you spend your money on these lines and on these items, and to see them again, it feels kind of like a cheat almost. You know what I mean? Like you spend your time, you spend your money, you were so excited to have this item, and now you see it again. Not saying it's a bad thing for those people who weren't able to obtain them, but it does feel like it was cheapened a little bit for you because you just put in so much for it. Another thing was, I don't know, July in San Diego is extremely hot. Not to say that the rest of the country isn't hot right now, because we've been seeing some record temperatures here and there, but I'm not a heat person. I love the cold. So hot weather just kind of means like sweatiness and everything else. And if you're in a room with all these people and they're sweaty and you're crammed together and you're in a line very close to each other, it might not be great. Sometimes it's the attitudes too. Some of these vendors had really, left me with a sour taste in my mouth, because I loved the products, but I didn't love the attitude they gave us. Like, they didn't have to kind of look down on us or make it seem like, hey, you're buying this from me, so this is your honor. It's like, yeah, guys, we love your items. We want to support you, and that's what we purchase these things for. But if you're gonna kind of look down on us or even make it seem like we're like not deserving of your item, it's not gonna make me want to come back. At least that's for me. I don't know about all of you. Now for the bad, or we wish we could improve a little bit better. Okay. Room for improvement. One is the lines. The lines are always going to be a big problem. Everybody hates lines. Now imagine you go to Disneyland and you're trying to ride the best ride in the park, and there's a line, and that line is long and it goes around the whole thing, and then now double that, and that's Comic-Con. Comic-Con lines are not the greatest. They have you to the side, they have you cramped together, they have you like in a snake pattern sometimes. And like I said earlier, because it's July and it's sweaty and we're all trying to rush from one place to another to get what we want to get before it runs out, there might be some unpleasant odors here and there. Again, it just happens. It's just human nature, and some of the lines are really, really bad. And you are really close together. Sometimes you're trying to get a product and the line is capped, and you have to circle around. It's like playing a game of musical chairs. They just have you circle around and circle around, but then you get yelled at by security because you're not supposed to be doing that. So I don't know. Like, I feel like they could be better organized. The lines could be better planned out. If you already know, because you've been doing this for so long, that there's going to be these long lines everywhere, you could do something like a ticket system or something like that. But even for the ticket system that they do online, it's kind of bad because we've been trying for years to get like a pop, like a pop figure or something from one of the popular stores at the front. But those tickets always go like that because it's a raffle. And if you don't have RNG Jesus on your side, then good luck, my friends. You're not gonna go anywhere. So there's always that. That could be improved. I also feel like security could be a little bit more dynamic, less pushy. Like you get yelled at, like I said, for walking in circles when you're trying to get into a line. However, when you were looking at cards or something, there was this one guy who just came in and started really vaping, like obnoxiously vaping, left a cloud and a whole like stinky odor of whatever he was smoking, and they never told that guy anything. The people there who were around him were like, dude, like, why are you doing that? But this guy just obnoxiously didn't care, and the costume that he was wearing of Rick Sanchez kind of like made it seem like, okay, it's fine, whatever I do, because I don't give a damn. This is still a family channel. And the shot might have moved a little bit because my wifey was practicing her karate on the stick, so yeah, I think she won. I want to say she won. But yeah, overall, Comic-Con is a great experience. If you've never done it, still try to get tickets, because even if it's for the one day, you're going to get to see a lot of cool stuff. You might get to meet some cool people, and you might get to smell some bad things. But that is all in the experience of Comic-Con. I wish they would have brought the Nintendo Lounge this year. I do not know if it was there in the previous year, but it was usually a constant at the Marriott Hotel that's next door. Their food is great, by the way. Do have those chips with like the chives and sour cream dip. Amazing. Always recommend those. Nintendo's presence was missed, honestly, because they just released some cool games in the form of Zelda and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And even though they've been out for a while, people still love those games and they want to see what's new, what's coming up next. And Nintendo's presence was really missed. So please, Nintendo, come back. If you're watching this, Nintendo, come back. We missed you. Anyway, that was my Comic-Con experience. Again, I will never dissuade you guys from getting tickets. Always try. Like I said, even if it's the one day, you will love it. You will try to come back. And honestly, San Diego at that time of the year is a very nice city, even though it's hot. The beaches are great. The food is amazing. The people are nice. It's a very chill vibe. So always try to go to Comic-Con San Diego. And for those of you who've been to Comic-Con, did you agree with my statements? Did you go to this year? Please let me know in the comments down below. Just real quick, not flexing or anything. Just wanted to show you our haul for Nanoblock, at least for Nanoblock. It was really cool. And they were having this special where if you buy 3, you get a token, and then you get to spin a little like machine or whatever, and it spits out a free like block thing. So we actually ended up getting Charge-a-Bug. It looks like this right now, but I promise it'll look better once it's done. But that's the Charge-a-Bug. Then I got one of my favorite Pokemon, Dragonite. Isn't it cute? Like, look at that little face. Like, look at that Dragonite. It's adorable. I really love Dragonite, and like I said, I had to get him. I wanted to get a Rayquaza, but they ran out. It was just that popular. My wife really loved Lucario, so she got a Lucario. She's gonna build it, put it next to her Riolu, like her Riolu card that we've kind of framed up. So she really wants that. And I got a Lugia. Like, that's the last one. Lugia looks really sick. There was a little display for it, and it was just Lugia. Like, with the wings, once it's built, it's gonna look amazing. So yeah, maybe next time I'll get to show you guys the mat that we won for playing the Pokemon tournaments, and yeah, we'll go from there. But in the meantime, it was very nice talking to you all. Again, if you've ever been to Comic-Con, do you agree with me or do you disagree? If you do, we can always have a conversation. And for those of you who haven't been to Comic-Con, are you trying to get tickets? If you are, let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you for coming back, watching the videos, hitting that like button, for everything that you do just to kind of get us out there. We appreciate you. We love you. and hopefully we'll see you soon. Remember, Saturdays at 7. Bye.